talk about lithography for a minute. Or other
Okay, all
printing.
right, and then I think after then we'll talk about three-color printing. But the uh, printing, I like to say, and I think it gets across well to little kids that a printing press is really nothing more than a rubber stamp. You know, it just all it can do is take some ink that's on something, a printing plate, and push it onto a piece of paper. That's it. And so it doesn't make a colored picture. It's just one color of ink and one color on the paper. So in order to make a colored picture, you have to get multiple stamps and put them down on this paper on top of each other. And there are different ways to do that. And lithography was invented in the 19th century as a very efficient way to make, you can make actually smooth light and dark colors and gradations between the colors using lithography, which is treated stone, or it can be something other than stone, where if you draw on this stone with a grease pencil, and you can make a light going to dark, just the way a pencil line makes a light smooth transition to dark. And if you treat it correctly, that image will be transferred directly onto the piece of paper, and it has and it weighs a ton. So this is, and in the 19th century, this is really mostly how lithographs were made on these stones. And then in the earlier 20th century, it's still an art, and it still is used. You know, artists who do printmaking make lithographs, and this is sometimes it's not stone, but this is the best kind of use. And this was a book by Edgar and Ingrid Parent-Dollaire, and they drew this. Yeah, this could break the table and your fingers. So they drew this, and it was treated, and then this stone would be put down on a press, on a rolling bed, and it would roll under a roller that would apply pressure after it was inked. And then there would be another stone that they would prepare to hold the other colors of ink. And for this book, actually, they used more or less, they used 4 colors, like similar to the process colors, got quite a colorful, full color view of it.
Very often 7 and 8 and 10 colors. You know, these wonderful old Barnum and Bailey posters, they were all done on lithographic stones, and they were all done in as many as 10 colors.
So this book, this was a very high, artistic book, and the first printing of the book, I'm not sure quite about the details of it, but the first printing actually was pulled from the stone. It's what they say. They actually made bound books from original lithographs from this stone. You could never afford to sell large numbers of books that way, and I don't know what they did for subsequent editions of that book, but it was not done in the regular photographic way that makes everything a little bit blurry with a halftone screen. They did something that was very special, and there were a lot of interesting techniques. See the kind of color, the quality of the color? Even from a distance, you can probably tell that there is a sort of blurriness to things that were done in the standard photographic reproduction technique. This was pre-separated, right? And each color was really every little hill and valley on the stone where they drew is represented as a tiny little dot on the paper. It's not broken up into anything. So it's like an original piece of art.